Hi everyone, and welcome to your weekly Pick-a-Card Tarot readings for the week of July 10th. If we haven't met, my name is Sydney, I'm the tarot guy next door, and I use my occult knowledge and intuition to help guide you towards the life you want. If you'd like me to take a look at your situation or just support what I do, you'll find information on my Patreon below. I'll be doing 5-card open readings, and here are the decks that I have for you. We have the Borderless Rider-Waite-Smith with Carnelian, the Tarot de Marseille with Lapis Lazuli, and the Morgan Greer Tarot with Yellow Calcite. We also have 4 different Oracle cards to choose from 4 different decks. So go ahead and pick which tarot deck and which Oracle card resonate with you the most. It's totally fine if you're drawn to more than one, and as always, you can pause this video if you need more time. As always with collective readings, take what resonates with you and leave aside what doesn't. If you want to jump straight to your reading, you'll find timestamps right below. And with that, let's go right to the readings. Alright, Group 1, let's see what we have for you for this week. I should mention the 4 of Swords reversed. I either got a peek of it or it flipped over a little. It doesn't really matter. So, let's throw down your cards. With the 3 of... This is looking good. Let me just... This should basically be perfect for you. That'll do. Group 1, the overall vibe that I'm getting from this reading is one of coming to terms with something. Either something that you wanted to do, but it turns out isn't the practical long-term thing to do, or coming to terms with whatever injustice, perceived or genuine, has led you to this week or might happen for this week. Now, what threw me off a little while I was paused and looking at this reading is the fact that the 2 of Wands and the 6 of Wands are both facing away from the King. As I say a lot, I read the cards. They basically mean the same thing, whether they're upright or reversed, which is why I was a bit thrown off because, like I said before pausing, I'm getting overall good vibes from this reading. The 3 of Cups at the bottom of the deck has a lot to do with it. But coming back to what I was saying, if the King of Coins was upright, that would be worrisome. Now I'm reading these 2 cards facing away from the reverse King of Coins as, well, now what? You know, and choosing a better way and coming to terms with the fact that what brought you to this point might not have been the perfect route. However, it please keep in mind that it did give you what you needed to reach this point in the first place. Obviously, I'm just going to say the meme phrase with the Knight of Cups, which is to follow your heart. And I think that might be the key to unlocking it. And also the community that you have around you. I just noticed now, weirdly, that the Knight of Cups and the 3 of Cups are the same suit. And also the Knight of Cups is marching towards the 3 of Cups here. So rely on the people around you. Oh, no, wait, let me rephrase that. You might need someone around you to make you realize how the injustice that might have knocked you off your A game, or the thing that you wanted to do that you thought was the right way, which wasn't as ideal as is required, let's say. It's good to have people around you to A, bounce ideas off of, B, help for whatever emotional processing may or may not be necessary, and also to help you see it in the first place, to help you realize it in the first place. A key phrase that might be good for you to keep in mind for this week is, now what? You know, oh, someone did this shitty thing, now what? Oh, this thing that I thought was a good idea isn't as perfect as I thought, now what? I think answering challenges with now what can help minimize the amount of time that you spend, well, that one typically spends pouting and moping whenever a disappointment arises. I know I'm subject to that, so yeah. Honestly, there isn't much that I can add to this reading. Just remember to come from a place of abundance and to follow your heart and trust the judgment of the people around you. It looks like you're well surrounded in that regard. So that's what I have for you, Group 1. You can use the timestamps in the description below to jump to your Oracle card reading. I'll see you there. All right, group 2, let's see what we have for you for this week. So, ooh. Okay. With the King, Jesus Christ, a lot of courts and people depicted on cards. Basically, the Emperor isn't a court card. I sense interpersonal dynamics at play heavily this week. Is this well framed for you? Yes, it is. Group 2. This week is looking very tricky for you, and I will offer something that hopefully will help you navigate this. Now, for starters, I'm going to speak of all these people as if they're 4 or 5 different people, but it is possible that multiple people, that one person is being represented multiple times in this reading. I don't think parsing through this matters, but while I was staring at these cards, there's a popular meme format that came to mind, which is it's the one with the Gaussian bell, and at one end there's an idiot, at the other end there's like this Jedi Master, and in the fleshy part of the curve there's this crying Wojak who's coping, and the idiot and the Jedi Master have the same conclusion. You've probably seen this many times. Now, what's giving me this impression, first of all, we have 2 kings, which are looking this way, and we have a page and 2... a page. This is the idiot, and the 2 Jedis in the form of the 2 major arcana cards, who are all looking this way. So this is a case of, you know, the newbie and the super experts looking in the same direction, whereas the kings, who are very competent in their own fields, are looking in the other way. Now, all that to say, usually that meme is depicted to say that the idiot and the Jedi savants are correct because they have the same conclusion, and the Jedi savant is at the highest end of the IQ curve. However, I think in this case, the crying Wojak that's coping in the middle is the correct one. Simply because we have the King of Coins and the 3 of Coins, the only card in this whole fucking reading that doesn't have a person depicted on it. So I have the feeling that it's very tempting when someone very, very smart agrees with you. And I don't know who you are in this reading, okay? So that last sentence that I said, I was speaking to you as if you were the Page of Swords, but you might not be. So anyway, taking the position of the Page of Swords, it's very tempting to be, to have your confidence boosted when someone who's super intelligent agrees with you. However, sometimes the midwits are the perfect people for the job that needs doing or the question that needs considering. So even though someone smarter than this king agrees with you, and again, I'm just speaking in terms of the page, but whoever you actually are in this situation, first of all, if you're one of these 2 major arcana cards, you know, humility is a virtue. I'll put it that way. So yeah, speaking back in terms of the page, no matter who you actually are. When someone who you look up to as a genius agrees with you, and someone that you consider a midwit doesn't, sometimes the midwit is correct, and that is something that I would invite you to consider this week. Honestly, there isn't much that I can say. I'm tempted to pull a clarification card or an advice card or whatever it ends up being, and we have the Tower. So listen, I think that When things go unexpected, sometimes it's better to consider who is best suited for the job over who is the most intelligent, most experienced, and whatever, because those might not be the same people. And in your case, if those two people disagree, then that is something to consider for this week. So that is what I have for you, Group 2. You can use your timestamps in the description below to jump to your Oracle card reading. I'll see you there. Group 3, I would like you to know the devil flipped over while I was shuffling for you. Don't know what that means, if anything, but we shall turn over your cards and see what we got. Well, the devil didn't show up again, so that's nice. And with strength upright in the middle, this is looking very promising. A lot of people depicted here. All right, let me stare at these and see what we have. I'm going to pull a clarification card, and if it's another court card, I'm going to pull another one. And it's not. It's the Ace of Cups reversed. Perfect. I was going to make the joke that if the other clarification card is another court card, I'm going to flip the table over. But anyway, let me stare at this. A couple caveats, Group 3. I'm going to read all three of these cards, these three court cards, as if they are three different people, but it's possible that two of these court cards represent one person. I doubt the King and Queen of Cups are the same person, but regardless of that. Oh, and before I continue, remember we all have all 78 cards inside of us. Any court card can be any gender, so don't be too distracted by the gender that is depicted on the card. So we have emotional mastery and emotional nurturing. That's kind of the nuance between the King and Queen that might help you map these energies into your real life. And before I forget to say, I had the hiccups while I was pausing, and I resolved it very quickly using a trick that I will link below, because it works. Like it fucking works. Yeah, anyway, back to your reading. I think the vibe of this spread is basically I make a joke a lot when I read for people that be patient is one of the two messages that come up a lot when I read. And this has very strong be patient vibes, but I have the feeling that we have two people, divine counterparts, for lack of a better phrase, because it's the King and Queen of Cups, you know, that together or have the strength to deal with the impatience of this Page of Wands here. I'm really reading the Hangman reversed as the energy of stagnation, which is why I'm not reading it as a person. I'm really reading this as three different people here. And I think that this is going to be a week to rely on one another. Obviously, we have the Ace as a clarification card, which is reversed and of the same suit as the two King and Queen here. So that's a clue. I have the vibe of a delayed opportunity and finding the strength to just keep moving forward. And remember, this woman here who's taming a lion with her bare hands, this is the kind of strength that is depicted here is not domineering strength. It is, you know, the gentle, cool, calm, collected James Bond when he's flirting, not James Bond when he's killing a bunch of henchmen, you know, that kind of vibe. Do I have anything else to add? If you're the page, listen to them and try to tap into their strength. If you're the King or Queen of Cups, be there for this page and understand that being told to be patient all the time fucking sucks. That's why it's kind of a running joke in my online tarot presence. And yeah, it's fine, because as long as you have the strength, then this Ace of Cups here, as long as it takes, can flourish into the happy Ten of Cups that is contained in potential here. So that was a mic drop. I will stop that reading here. If you don't want to watch me pick up your reading, you can use the timestamps to jump ahead a couple seconds. I'll see you at the Oracle card reading. All right, am I better at placing the Oracle cards on the first go? This is looking pretty good. I'll go with this, fuck it. Oh yeah, the camera. All right, Group A, your card is, haha, the third house, communication. This fits in very well if not all of the readings. Actually all of the readings, but in different ways. So just remember that communication is a two-way street. It involves both listening to people and also sharing yourself and being vulnerable. So don't keep it to yourself this week. And also, when people are speaking to you and sharing their ideas, really listen to them, all right? Group B, your Egyptian god is, with a message of exploration. I'm reading this as an invitation to try new things and to really be open to experimentation. Basically, especially given the readings that I gave, I'm definitely not reading this as like exploring your neighborhood or exploring the world. You might as well replace exploration with experimentation. So, and I say this a lot when experimentation or creativity are strong themes in whatever I'm saying. Sometimes creativity or experimentation could be as simple as finding two things that don't usually go together and trying to see if you can connect them in some way. And sometimes novel things can arise from that. Group C, your moon card is Revision. This is a black air moon. Oh, it's the new moon. Okay. Let me stare at this for a second. Actually, this is pretty straightforward. You're being invited to take your foot off the gas for this week and really get your thoughts in order and really reflect. And because I find part of these moon phase cards that I find so fascinating is that the new moon is at the end of the cycle, not the beginning. The first step of this 8-way process is the waxing crescent moon here. So the new moon is at the end of a cycle where you're ready to take in all the lessons and see what have I learned? How can I use this in the future? That's the kind of revision that's implied with the card, like in the abstract sense. And for you, given the readings that I gave, it's just make sure that this is a week for you to plan and structure and strategize. Obviously, you can take action, but just make sure that you cross your T's and you dot your I's this week. Group D, your card is Confidence. Well, this is nice. Actually, there isn't much to look at with this card in the good way. Listen. Be confident it's a phrase that sounds so empty when you're not confident. So let me share a couple things which might be useful for you for this week. Sometimes a vital way or a very common way to lose confidence in yourself is to compare yourself to other people. I say this all the time, and on social media, that's basically all social media is comparing yourself to other people. So instead of doing that, compare yourself to yourself last week or last month or last year. That could, to see how far you've come can help you tap into that confidence. And also, confidence in judging, let me rephrase that, scratch that part entirely. Confidence in the people around you, confidence that you're well surrounded, confidence that the people that you trust are trustworthy. and that they're there for you ultimately. You know, maybe not someone that you met last week or a couple months ago or whatever, but the long-term relationships, that confidence can also be confidence in them as well as yourself. So that's what I have for you. If you like this video, please give this video a like, and I have not much more to say. I didn't even say that right. All right, take care. Have a great week.